Approach Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714 is type Cessna Skyhawk 5 miles east of Kilo Uniform Alpha Victor India 8002.
What the hell's happening?
Request flight following.
Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714 approach. Squawk 0652.
Squawk 0652 Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714.
Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714 radar contact 4 miles northeast of Kilo Uniform Alpha Victor India, 8,500 feet. Altimeter 29.97. Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714, please acknowledge.
Right? Soup.
Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714, please acknowledge.
And treacherous terrain below.
Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714, did you copy?
I thought I copied like 6 times. See, it even says ignore squawk code. Press R. Been pressing it and pressing it and pressing it. Let's try putting in the squawk code then. What did she give me? Zero 0652.
Roger Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714.
Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714, contact Salt Lake Center on 125.575. Good day.
125.575.
Going to 125.575. Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714. Salt Lake Center Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714, 9,300 feet.
Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714, Salt Lake Center, altimeter 29.96, continue as planned.
2996. Well, happy holidays. Oh, I'm starting to be able to see the ground a little bit. Going right back into it. So that's just going to stay bugged, I guess. Good morning, YouTube. Can't sleep. 2 o'clock in the morning here. Oh, we're icing up. That's not good. Well, we can't see the ground. I've got so much darn horsepower going towards generating the ground. And can't really even see it. I'm surprised. The GPU's still pushing hard. So what's eating it all up? 1 second, I'm sorry. GPU's like 98%. So I've got to look into it real quick. What's causing it? Because all these are set to low because we can't see anything. Don't love the clouds. I'm not going to mess with that at all. Everything's set to low. Except for what matters. Not that it looks bad or running bad. It's just that I'm looking at stats here and it's 97% on the GPU, 24 on the CPU, but 91% load on the GPU at the moment. So usually the terrain is a CPU user. I thought. It's a long flight tonight, and it's too bad we can't play music or do anything. But this one's going to pay over 9,000, so 9.8, I think. So it's not that far, but and we should get some extra money. They're going to consider this bad weather flying and probably give us some more cash. So that's nice. Clearing up out here. Just pulled up the weather radar. I don't know why they just didn't plan it to cut through here. They obviously felt that that was more dangerous or something. Shuttling all the way down here to DTA first. Well, mine is not to ask why, you know. Shouldn't be asking. These clouds look gorgeous. Thank you, Medio Blue. You make the sky look great. You make the weather look good. Or you give good data. Whatever it is you guys do to make all this happen, your part in it. The fidelity of it all, pretty mind-blowing. Looking good. Still, it is pushing the GPU. Love it. That's gorgeous. What the heck did Hamlet say about the firmament? A pestilent congregation of vapors? Now I want to find it. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. Foregone all custom of exercises, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof, fretted with golden fire, why it appeareth nothing to me but a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. Poor Hamlet. I was listening to Paul McCartney's Just Another Day. Paul McCartney and Wings, to be more accurate. I was listening to Paul McCartney and Wings earlier, and the song Just Another Day. Forgot how good that one was. I like the changes in it, and it's got like a cowboy clop to it. It's got a very Western feel. Besides, it's seeming very modern in the lyrics, you know, going to the office, wearing raincoats, slipping into stockings, slipping into shoes, slipping into stockings, stepping into shoes, and then something about like reaching in her raincoat. Then she goes to the office and she finds it very hard to stay awake. And then I think she's having these fantasies about the man of her dreams. So sad. Sometimes she feels so sad. Good tune. Two good friends of mine who surprisingly have never come together to jam. They're both really good guitarists. And one of them is really good at the Beatles stuff. And he loves McCartney too, so he probably knows how to play it. So I was listening to that, and I'd been talking to them recently and posted that to them. Like, you guys know this one? How did you guys never jam together? It blows my mind. I've got to get you guys together and do a bunch of them, including that one. So if you have YouTube open and you're also tuned in, let's open another window and listen to Paul McCartney's Just Another Day if you've never heard it. Sorry. Paul McCartney and Wings. The harmonizing in it's fantastic. The layering of the harmonies, the layering of the... It's just so good. We even hit that turn yet? Not yet. Almost. And they still have us passing really right over that airport. They made us go all the way out of the way. It looks like we're just going to be clipping it. I make this thing move. I got it to move last night and now I've already forgotten. Okay, so we are skirting it. We're not going over the top of it. But how do I make this thing move? There we are. back into the pea soup. And getting a little icing. Yikes. Heater tube is on. Keto heat is on. Hopefully it don't build up any on the frame. I think we'll be all right. That's nice. Oh yeah. So yeah, couldn't sleep. Hey, if you're tuning in and I am not yet subscribed to you, please say hello in the chat room. Please say hello in the chat room, and I will click on the 3 dots next to your name and go subscribe right away. Pardon me a moment. I'm going to go grab another cup of coffee or some beverage. I'll be right back. Whoa. Let's not do that. Do. Oh no, came back just in time. So what's going on, buddy? Whoa. Get down to warmer weather, maybe. I don't know. Now she's all trimmed up. Huh. Room out. Yeah. Do-do-do-do-do. Fairbanks Airfield. You know, I don't rightly know where we are, to be honest. I just saw the job and picked it, and I'm not sure where we're at. Let's look up Fairbanks Airfield. Idaho. ATTA. There's the VOR. DTA. Oh, are you falling again? What's going on? Are you turning or what are you doing? You making that big turn? Well, at least the weather's cleared up. What was the frequency on that, Kenneth? That close sky vector? Where's it at? The frequency, Kenneth, is 1161. So it should be right behind us, so... Where's the course heading knob? We're on the 140 radial. don't see any VOR around here. There's an ordnance depot ahead of us. Sheep Rock Mountains. Is that where we're headed? ATVY? Nope. Going. Nope. But there's a VOR right there. WF. (1131). And we're going to one ID7. One ID7. Cager. I don't know. That's not it. And that's not it. And that one doesn't have a marker. Where in the world do they have us going? Let's find KTWF. So yeah, we are just right out here past it somewhere. It's probably it right there with no information. I didn't see those. So that is Okay, so that's Twin Falls. So we want about 60 to 70. If you're looking at the terrain, you're thinking, "My God, that doesn't look very good." We've been flying in pea soup and no low visibility, so there was no point in having the graphics turned up real high for the landscape. Man, it's still cooking along. Oh boy. Of course, we're flying for the only hill around. Excuse me. All right, well, we better climb. You're not really working with me here, flight level change. Actually, you know, if we're just back on the GPS path, we'd probably be okay. Let's turn off, let's go back to CDI. You're not taking. What you doing? Sometimes you need to remind it what it's doing. Should probably just shoot out a little bit further. Just a little touch. I guess not. That was the wrong thing to do. Did not swing out far enough. I thought we were good. Dum-dum. So funny. The CDI needle says that we're not centered and that it's to our port side. But this, let's see what it says here on this. Okay, so here it shows it over the port side, but there it shows it to our starboard. We in the clear? All right, let's try it. Oh, turn off heading. Nav. We have to remind it again where it's going. I don't know that we're going to make it, to be completely honest, with the fuel that we have. We're probably going to... the roleplay way would be to land at another airport and then top up the tank. But if we start really getting desperate, which I'm sure we are, that's quite a haul to go. There's no way with a full tank that you could have made this trip, I think. They definitely didn't start you with the full tank. You know, and I haven't tried stopping at another airport along the way to see if you can do that. Stop and, I don't know, take a break or refuel and then move on. It feels like cheating being able to just do it in the air. But this one's going so well, I don't want to screw it up. Have something go wrong. I'll have to test that another time. Since it's cleared up, I'm going to go ahead and put some of the graphics back into the ground. We were flying through pea soup a minute ago, couldn't see a thing, so wanted to save some horsepower on the graphics card here. Good morning. Good morning. Grab my coffee. Cheers. Here's to your health, well-being, and prosperity. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day. You're in the United States. Happy holidays. Can't sleep, so I'm doing some more career mode flights. This one's for about 9,800. So far, so good. I did have a couple autopilots out of me as I was trying to climb through the snow. And I don't know if that's going to be dinged against me. Hopefully not too hard. My reputation's already in the tank. I have had some wicked mishaps. And then I was doing a bunch of role-playing using the random failure generator earlier to simulate different failures. And crashed a couple of times. So yeah, my reputation is low. I need to get back in their good graces quick. I was reading the forums earlier. Somebody says they created a company. They're kind of new to all this. And they just jumped into it. And they crashed their company plane. They only have 6,000 credits. And to repair the plane is going to cost 200,000 credits. And they're freaking out. Well, as the thread goes on, it's kind of like, you know, he does a lot of complaining. Like, well, you put yourself in that position. Well, you're going to have to grind yourself out of it and just make incremental repairs. And that seems that's the way it works. Unless I was reading that some things you can't repair yet. It's not fully set up, which means that, yeah, you kind of would be bunged if you couldn't repair certain things in the aircraft, which are essential for flying. Somebody said you can sell your plane and try to buy a crappy one. So that's why I haven't been jumping into owning.
Alpha Foxtrot 1714, contact Salt Lake Center on 128.55.
128.55. That's why I haven't been jumping into career right away. 128.55.
128.55 Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714. Salt Lake Center, Kin, Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714, 7,100 feet.
Kin, Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714 Salt Lake Center, altimeter 29.92, continue as planned.
So we could, again, I don't know if I want to try it or not, but there's an airport right there that in the real world we would have no choice. So we'll just say that when we fly over here and I made a detour, we passed this airport, we landed, and we refueled. Getting into some more fog again. Too fast. How do you make this thing recenter? As it kind of did. I'm there though. But then the circle doesn't say where you put it when you zoom in. Okay, that's it. You just pop out of it. Okay, we're close enough. We'll do our refill. Only thing that we turn on to make it a little bit more exciting, maybe some like windshield effects. Really, there's no ultra for that? Thanks for the fuel. Appreciate it. Maybe a hot dog, some Cheetos. Not exactly food of champions, but that's what I'm craving. We're supposed to get some snow here. I haven't looked outside or checked the weather here, but we're expecting it, and that's great. I would love to have a wicked mean winter again. We haven't had a wicked mean winter here in a long time. Everybody freaks out. Everybody from California goes home. They're like, hell with this. That was the best defense we had for decades. Just the snow. Growing up here as a kid, that was what you dreamed of. You know, as an adult, I can understand why people would freak out, you know. Worried that you won't be able to get to the supermarket or something. I don't think we've had a snow like that since like the 40s. Where you're going to go without food for a while. Trucks ain't getting through. But I remember humongous snow drifts. Ones that would cover entire sides of houses. You'd have to dig out snow tunnels. You could jump off the roof, your roof, into the snow. That's how high the snow was. Again, we just haven't seen that for a long time. Some of you might be saying, well, Kinneas, that's because of climate change. Yeah, the climate changes. It always has. It's, you know, that's just the way nature is. I'm not going to buy into the, you know, we're causing it. One of the things that flying in the simulator truly gives you is perspective. When, you know, everybody's like, well, the world is overpopulated. And anytime anybody says that to me anymore, it's like, you don't fly enough, do you? You don't travel enough. I don't think you have any idea. Elon Musk recently came out and kind of said something like the same thing. He's like, I don't think people realize how big the earth is. There's a lot of people in, you know, in areas that are just extremely congested. But for the most part, there is so much land. Mostly it's people don't really want to live there, you know. I mean, look at what we're flying around. I think there's a beauty in everything that I've been flying and looking at the world. There's a beauty in everything, and there's even something like this. So it's too bad that they didn't, when you've got all these people flooding into the country, it's too bad that, the government in its not wisdom didn't have a bunch of great works projects all throughout the interior to really tell people, look, yeah, we need 500,000 people here, and here. Time to go open some Walmarts and get the infrastructure kind of filled in a little bit. Give them something to do. Yeah, it blows my mind, and especially flying around places that you've learned about in antiquity and ancient history, and flying, over places that something has been going on there since the beginning of time, pretty much. And they're not even full up, not at all. You fly around and just like any place else, you got people congested in areas and then lots and lots and lots of open land. And you think by now, since stuff has been going on in certain places around the world since the beginning of time, that they'd be all Borgified. And they're not. I'm even impressed flying around Italy and Rome. Sure, that whole area, again, just wow. But it's not built straight up yet. It's all it's dense. But they haven't even gone into like major skyscrapers yet. And then when you get out into the countries around Rome, I mean, it's still just villas and farmland. And how is this not all filled up? So, yeah, I'm a big believer that climate changes, I don't believe we have a whole lot to do with it. And I'm a big believer in the new sciences regarding astrophysics, cosmology, and cosmology. And I'm really getting sold on all the plasma physics, plasma astrophysics, plasma cosmology, plasma physics, cosmogony. Not a lot of people that are climate experts are experts in plasma physics and plasma astrophysics. Because the plasma astrophysics are saying, look, we're not just this little ball floating in a bubble in space, disconnected from everything in our environment. Quite the contrary. There are electric currents that they call Birkeland currents. I'm not lying here. You can go look this up. And Birkeland currents connect everything in space. And the energy flowing through these circuits, it is just like that. Tesla said everything was electric, and the plasma physicists are proving it all to be true. The gravitational physicists, the gravitational folks that have told us about, the Big Bang and black holes and neutron stars and dark matter, they can't, still to this day, they can't prove anything. And that's not science. You have to be able to prove it, duplicate it, and it's got to be scalable. And they can't do any of it in the lab, where the plasma physics guys are doing all of that. They're like, see, this is what you're seeing out there. But yet, that's not what's still not really what's being pushed and taught. So anyway, these currents, these electric currents in space that run from the sun and throughout our solar system, they control everything. That's where the control is. Why don't planets stop spinning? What causes spin? Electric currents cause spin in objects. Planets are spinning because the currents are making them spin. The input from these currents and other electromagnetic forces that are impacting the planet, that creates the weather. Heavy-duty gamma bombardment onto a planet in our upper atmosphere creates clouds and snow. They're now proving that the electric currents terraform planets. Look at that big old triangle down there in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about some esoteric stuff, and all of a sudden we fly. There's nothing for miles and miles and miles around us, and then looks like an area that they were doing some bombing. Put the bomb right. Yeah, that's right. Said we were going to fly over a weapons depot. Aha. Looks like they really, really missed the mark there. Put a big old crater in the ground. Oops. Sorry. Over there. Looks like they tried to hide in the evidence of that one. So yeah, the currents control planet rotation. They control the planet's spacing so that we all don't collide into, when planets, if they come close to each other, there's the potential they can collide, I would imagine. But for the most part, the electric currents would just discharge and try to force them apart. And that's how we may have actually ended up with the Grand Canyon. Because erosion is not panning out to be the full reason why something like the Grand Canyon exists. But when they run all these electric discharge patterns over materials, earth materials, the ground raises and lowers. So the electricity can cause the earth to rise or to fall. So the electric currents are terraforming. They're creating the weather. They're controlling planet spacing. They're controlling rotation. And ultimately, it's the currents that decide when catastrophe happens, when cataclysm happens. So, on top of that, so anyway, they're like, give us money and to fix the climate. You can't. We could go green tomorrow. That's hubris. That is hubris. Sure, we make an impact on our environments, but not like they're telling us it is, in my opinion. And then you get these people that are like, trust the science. And I'm like, okay, well, trust this. Are you bioelectric? Well, yes, you could say that humans are bioelectric. This planet, is it part of a bioelectric circuit? Given the evidence I've just produced and it being out there as scientific theory, you kind of have to say, well, yeah. These are the same people that'll tell you, shove your thoughts and prayers. They say things a little bit harder than that, like, you know what I mean. Shove your thoughts and prayers right up your... when bad things happen. And Then I say, but we're bioelectric. Our thoughts transmit from our bodies out into these currents that envelop the whole planet. You think that a thought can't move in the circuit? And collectively, our thoughts can't travel through the circuits? I don't know. It seems like that should work. So I honestly, at this point in my life, think that thoughts and prayers would do a better job than them trying to bilk everybody for all the money that they can with this climate change hysteria. It's anymore, it completely seems just like they say, it's control. And I ain't buying it. From people who fly all over the world, putting out more pollution than everybody else, telling us what we need to do. And we can't fly. No more flying for you. They're like, then we're going to give you carbon credits, and you can only fly like once a year. And that's it. You've used up all your carbon credits. People like that, man, they're dangerous. That's dangerous. You've got to have some faith, and you've got to believe something in this world. Right? And the best we can do is go with what we have. So if the words of the Creator were translated or transmitted to people and then transmitted to us, this planet is to learn from, and we're doing a fantastic job. And we learn from our mistakes. That's being human. But we're learning nonetheless. And we're advancing and we're advancing. And the goal is to create the best conditions for human beings to live. And when you hinder the advancement of technology in any way, you are acting in direct defiance of the mandate. And that seems par for the course with leaders around the world these days too. So that down there, although it looks alien, that's beautiful. Very inhospitable, but that's another thing too that in certain religions, I want to say this is more from the Islamic, but all the books at one point, when you go back, they all kind of they're all kind of united. And then, we're going over here, we're going to take these books and we're going to go over here, but I don't want to get into that. But I remember a passage somewhere saying that the Creator gives you everything you need to live under your feet. Whatever you need to build a home, it doesn't matter where on the planet that you're at. He will give you everything you need to create a home. And you look, again, people populate the most inhospitable places on this earth. And still manage to create little paradises. For example, like in the Middle East, where it's all just desert. Well, they built down and we don't see any of that. But occasionally they do get rain and occasionally they do get snow. And they've learned how to capitalize on all of that. And underground are all these areas to store water and to store ice and snow. Kind of like in Dune, the Seaches, the aquifers. Cenotes. They mastered moving air around for passive air conditioning and cooling and heating. I was watching that guy on YouTube earlier, the guy Max Miller, who does like history cooking. He was talking about Alexander the Great tonight, and I've already done my Alexander the Great world tour. Went a lot of the places that he went and looked at the battlefields. And I don't know which historian wrote about Alexander's travels, but he talked about how Alexander and just in general the Macedonians were so fond of having their wine chilled that they would dig these deep trenches and fill them with snow and then cover them up and make the little ice caves and keep all their wine down in them to keep them cold. And as Alexander was traveling around to different places, he would have his men dig these giant trenches, fill them with snow, and put the wine down in there. Probably all their other, perishables and as well, early refrigeration. The root cellar concept. A friend of mine had never even heard of root cellars before. And I'm like, yeah, man, you go dig down into the earth where it stays cold. He goes, I thought when you dig into the earth, it gets hotter. I'm like, yeah, if you're digging near the core of the earth, we're only talking 8 feet to 30 feet, and it gets colder. Yeah, it gets much colder as you go down into the ground. That's weird. That's weird that some people don't, that's how far we are now, that the only thing is a refrigerator. Some people don't have concepts like them being called ice boxes. So before there was electricity, we had just cedar and different wood type of cabinets. And there'd be a guy that would run around your neighborhood selling giant chunks of ice. And you would buy a giant chunk of ice every week and put it in this insulated wooden box to keep all your food cold. Underground pools, so when you get the air to move down, so a lot of those towers you see in the Middle East too, they love their towers. They're not just for decoration, they're wind catchers, they're air catchers. So the towers are there to catch the air that's higher, that's warmer, and it gets it to fall down in through the towers. And as the air starts falling, it starts cooling down, and it creates a draw. And then they funnel that air all the way under the ground in and around those ice rooms, and then over usually bodies of water. So that as the air moves down, gets colder, then it gets cooled off by the ice chambers or cold chambers, cools down as it travels over the water, and then it rises back up through the dwelling, keeping the place cool all day long. Then they build with 2-foot thick walls. And 2-foot thick walls allow solar radiation over a 24-hour period to enter the structure. And then it takes 24 hours for the heat to get back out. So they don't need heaters and they don't need air conditioning. It's pretty brilliant. Brilliant! Wow, that's wild down there. We really are looks like we are on a different planet right now. That's so weird looking. Somebody on Twitter tonight posted pictures of classic different types of architecture. And they're like, we're going to be colonizing Mars soon. What architectural style should we have on Mars? And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think a whole lot of people are going to be living on top of the surface So I'm voting for Dwarven architecture. Let's be real. First place you should live is where the water's at. Good thing Elon also owns the boring company. They need to find some nice little ice cap and bore down into that thing. First thing on their mind should be a giant reservoir. That rainbow effect is wild. I love it. I expect to see James Bond walk in the middle, shoot us any second. How are we doing? Yeah, we're getting there. We need a group diverse people to send to Mars. No, you need dwarves. Grab my coffee here. Cheers. Here's to your health, well-being, and prosperity. And again, happy holidays this week. Here in North America. Happy holidays in general around the world. Peace on earth, you know. Good morning. Good morning. I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd do a couple of missions here. This one's a $9,800 with credits. Oh yeah, so in the forum earlier, the guy complaining that he lost his company plane right after he bought it, and now he doesn't have enough money to repair it, and he's pretty much sunk. And everybody's like, well, you really could be sunk. You can try to repair it incrementally and little by little. Then the guy's complaining, but the jobs don't pay so much. Well, you know. So be really careful. Like me, I've been crashing left and right. And then bugs and my reputation's shot. And so I'm not really interested in jumping into a career right away. I'd rather build up a whole lot of cash for the, to have enough to cover your insurance and repairs and everything else. So I've been just looking for the best paying jobs I can find. On the career tree, I have a few certifications left to do. I've been flying through most of them. But now these next areas of specialization that you take tests for, some of these aren't even open until you're level 60 to level 90. I just hit 50. So I'm not in a real rush to get some of those right at the moment. So I'll just keep putzing along and building up the money. I am very excited about career mode. Very, very. And I'm very excited about trying out some of these other missions but a lot of them require that you have a good reputation. So I've been making plenty of mistakes, and my reputation is just in the toilet. So working hard to recover. Where are we at? Hey, look at the time. Look at the time. and then look at it again to confirm that it is that time. But it's not this time that I'm excited for. It's the next minute. So I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it. And here in just a moment, we will be in the future. Said earlier I was listening to Paul McCartney and Wings and heard a tune I hadn't heard in a really long time, and we're in the future. There it is. Look at the clock. 20 minutes after the hour. Oh, anyway, Paul McCartney's and Wings, Just Another Day. Good tune. This smoke break brought to you by the imaginary group called the Great Green Felicium Growers of Gunnison. Smoke if you got them. I don't mind. I don't think we have, for this, I don't think you have us smoking. It's a smoking flight. Just do this. There. People complain. Even imaginary people, even people watching the live stream, shouldn't be smoking in a closed airplane. Does that help? If I lean over a little bit, hold on. There, I've leaned over as far as I can. Is the plane turning because we're turning, or is it falling out of the sky for a reason? It is. It's falling out of the sky for whatever reason. Holy bejesus. All right. I'll stop smoking. Holy crap, man. Was it opening the windows? I have no idea. Everything was just fine. Just fine. I don't think my random failures thing is still on. I'll have to double check. Thought I turned that off. But no, I don't even see it running at the moment. So that's not it. Just cosmic absurdity. Let's try to get it back flying in on course. Let's just do an alt hold. We had a harsh and mellow airplane. All right, where were we? Oh, yeah. Now I want to hear James Brown's Too Funky. It's too bad. Other than like using Discord, we can't share music while we're flying around, and you can't do it over the live stream because of copyright issues. I look forward to the day when they get all that worked out, and that while we're on YouTube and we're live streaming, we can play music videos on other channels, and the computer will algorithm everything properly, and you get your 0.001%, and everybody's happy. I wish their mentality was more like, no, the more channels that you share, the more the potential is everybody can earn more. And so we encourage you to, while you're live streaming, play music, watch movies together, enjoy YouTube, folks, and enjoy the commercials. Of course, enjoy the commercials. I would be happy. I would be okay with, I'll actually sit through your commercials and I won't hit skip. If you would be really cool about letting us have music. And on my airline flights and overnight airline flights, when there's nothing to see, I used to do I used to play public domain movies from like 1930s and 40s, and even those would end up flagging you sometimes for some sort of copyright problem, and it just ended up being too much of a hassle and not worth it. But, a movie and a flight, a flight and a movie. I wish I could share Bushtalk Radio with you, the radio part of it. You can pick up radio stations from anywhere in the world that you're flying. You can tune into any radio station in the area that you're flying in the simulator. It's amazing. I've been here. When I was doing the world tour over there, listening to the best stuff. That's awesome. Couldn't understand it, lyrically anyway. But wow, so much good music all over the place. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, good morning, Thigma. Good morning, Captain. Oh, if you fly, I'm assuming. Just a little bit past the smoke break, but I'll have another. Hope you're having a good day. What are you going to do today? What are you up to? Are you playing any games right now? There's a lot of people in that are watching, but they don't say hi or say chat. If you want a follower, an extra follower, say hello in the chat room and I'll subscribe to you. A bit chilly. I was having a lot of fun earlier in my evening live stream. This was off the books, kind of late night, couldn't sleep, just threw it on. Didn't want to generate any title art or anything. But earlier tonight, for the afternoon show and the evening show, I was using the Dungeons and Dragons dice roller and I gotta load it up again here, a random failures app that works dandy with 2024. It's random failures FS 2020, but I'll pull it up here. There it is, and it immediately connects to the sim. I don't have to fuss with it. I didn't have to type in anything. I opened 2 instances. Oh, and it immediately kicked on the failures. Let me turn it off. So in my day shows, and when I first started this live stream series, I would do a lot of role playing and imagining that, there were forces out there trying to stop me from learning to fly and trying to become a Skydude. Like the rest of the cool cats out there. And now with this, I can have fun with just general role playing. Like when I fly over a stadium, I can drop the drone camera down and then roll the dice to see if we beat the local team. But in a case like this, let me show you the presets. So things that can fail: flight controls, gear, fuel, panel, engine, brake, and other. And if I roll a D8, and if I roll an 8, nothing happens. So 6. So the bad guy rolls his magic dice, and he's going to affect Skydude's plane, and he rolls it and is hoping something bad, and we rolled this. Okay, so now there's 3 options here, so we'll roll a d4, and on a 4, nothing happens. A 1. So all break failure. Then we have to determine, okay, what's the percentage of his wish coming true when he rolls his magic dice? 95%. I had an engine failure, rolled 95% earlier too, and it managed not to go off. So 950. I don't know why they didn't just do 1 to 100. They did 0 to 1000 with this. So setting that to 950. Okay, let me save that. And let me make sure that the other things are unchecked from earlier. Like, see, engine failure, 950%. All right, now things that'll trigger this. Flying between 50 and 100 knots, flying at a minimum of 500 to 10,000 feet, and between 1 minute and 15 minutes, or you can just turn on instant failure and it'll happen, but that doesn't give us any fighting chance at all. And I'd better start climbing or plot going around. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save that and turn it on. So now we just, right, and we can monitor that. Let me get it back up here a minute. And show failures. So it seems it happened already. An all break failure failed at 94 knots. So chances are I'm going to crash. Or I can manage to come in slow enough that I can stop. But right at the moment, folks, I'm actually not doing it on this show, but that's the way I was running it earlier. So I'm going to cheat and just say that's a demo. But you see, and why in my right mind would I do that in career mode when it's hard enough and my reputation's in the toilet? Yeah, it's the spice of life. What the hell, I'll leave it on. See if the brakes fail. Hey, Skrillex came into the room. Let me pull this up. Let me plan a flight level change. Actually, one moment, I'll get to you and I'll subscribe to your channel. Thank you for saying hi. Let's see. Throttle full. Vertical speed, nose up. And hopefully you don't stall out doing 700 feet. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, now I can get to the chat room. You're going to fly the 737. Let me just pop the chat out and make it bigger. It's hard for me to read. How do I make this bigger? You're going to fly the 737, you think? Get some mad experience points. Nice. I just got off from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Requested a refund. Oh my, Skrillex. A lot of bugs, yeah. But I got to keep the faith. They were good to us for the first 4 years. They were good to us for 5 years. I was in the alpha for a year before 2020 came out. And, thank God it isn't EA running the show, because we'd really be in trouble. So I count my lucky stars for that every day. And make sure we're set to all. Okay, Skrillex, so when you post something, I've got you on notify, and cool. Your live stream was it's a shooter game of some sort. Uh-oh. Put the nose down. Take it easy. Come on, get the nose down. We might have to go around. Maybe we can make it. Can't get any higher in the dash. Can't open my camera. Maybe. If I can just get a few more 100 feet without stalling out. Come on, baby, don't stall.
Can Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714 contact Salt Lake Center on 118.05. Good day.
So I have a lot of faith that everybody involved over there, that they're going to work it all out.
1714.
They don't want to fail. They did such a...
Lake Center Kin Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 17146, 6,400 feet.
They did such... Oh my God.
1714 Salt Lake Center.
2990.
Decimal 90 continue as planned.
Okay, you guys done talking? They did such a good job of addressing all the other issues. It was, in a lot of regards, a historic achievement. Definitely a paradigm shifter. In the world of heavy-duty computing, there's nobody doing what they're doing. And they're pioneering a lot of things. So, you know, they're writing the book on a lot of things. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but again, I've never seen such great developers. So, having dealt with Blizzard, Activision, Sony, just name one. EA. The crap we've been through with other developers. These guys are like, here's every month, let me give you a free plane. Here, let me give you this for free. Here's a world update for free. We talked to the guys over there, Tom Cruise, and here, have a Maverick expansion. Hey, you like that Dune movie? Here's a Dune expansion for free. If that was EA, give us $40. Give us $40. Give us $40. Give us $40. Well, here's a small little thing. Give us $5. Give us $5. Give us $5. I don't know about you. I have a family member. Okay, it's the wife. Didn't want to put her on the spot.
500.
She's a Sims fanatic. She's owned every iteration of The Sims. She owned Sims Online before that fell apart. She has owned every Sims title out there and every expansion. When I think about the money that she has spent on The Sims alone, it's thousands of dollars. Folks, we're getting off easy. We're blessed. So I believe they're going to fix everything and address everything, and everything's going to be fine. I can't wait till it starts super streaming and they get all the server stuff worked out, because I just want to really I'm not happy with photogrammetry at the moment. There's a lot, but again, I don't want to start getting all negative and I don't like this and I don't like that and I don't like this. But things that have been bothering me, I can't even get into my damn vertical speed change. Crash over here. So, yeah. The photogrammetry in some places is more horrible than I've ever seen. And I see it defaulting in a lot of places to just the, whatever they call it, just the general, whatever, it just creates a building there. It's not using photogrammetry at all.
500. And
then I'll see some things and I'll be completely blown away. So I'm on fiber optic, and I can't wait till they start pumping out graphics that are hopefully, appropriate for these kind of speeds. More, Scotty, give me more. So yeah, I feel that they always go above and beyond, so far beyond what any other developers in my life have ever done. Very transparent. Every couple of weeks, another live stream that they do to answer questions, and I love them. I love them. It's really hard to say anything bad. They answered most of our dreams to begin with, because prior to them being around, all we did was sit out on the internet and cry. We could go to X-Plane, but all I remember is years of people in the flight sim community just crying, I wish Microsoft would come back and make another flight simulator, but that'll never happen. And it happened. And who would have ever thought? Who would ever thought that they would return to make Flight Simulator again? So, that's the biggest thing. We're here. And then they delivered again. When they delivered 2020, we weren't expecting a good 40% of things that are in it to be in it. All we kept hearing is it's going to be visual flight rules. So we didn't expect a whole lot regarding instrument flight stuff. Then they give us SIDS and stars, and we can look at our SIDS and stars in real time without having to research days through PDFs to find the right charts. And it's just been wonderful. So I am not encouraging you to hang in there unless you want to, but I believe that it'll be good. I've lost my chat again. Where'd it go? See if there's any responses to any of that. Where'd my chat go? Okay. Gonna do a 5-hour, 30-minute flight across the United States. Base income is 86,000 credits and 4.2 million XP. Gonna be more unless I crash. You're already that far in the game where you're flying airliners? I didn't really understand that. I thought maybe you were in pre-flight mode, Thegma. But you're already that far along that you're flying airliners? You heard the MSFS 2020 launch was worse than this. Were you there to witness it, Kinneas? I have to tell you, in all honesty, I was on a medium-range Dell computer, and that's how I got into the alpha, because they needed more people with lower-end machines. Folks, I never had a problem. Ever. All the problems people had, like streaming the thing, downloading the thing, every problem you can imagine in the forums, I didn't have 90% of those problems. I feel so bad for the people that have had problems. I was on a medium range Dell, and it performed like, look at all my old live streams. I have every live stream from going back to that launch. You're not hearing me complain about anything. I don't recall. The launch went fantastic for me. And again, I've never had 90% of the problems that people have had. So, but that's the world of computers, you know. There's so many different types and so much stuff out there. So many different components that it does seem like it would be impossible to make it work right for everybody, but okay, so you're saying, yeah, it goes quick once you get your own business going. I'm still just a little timid, man. I've been making some silly mistakes and crashing, and I want to make sure that I got a little pool underneath me of money before I go into career mode. I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's all about when you get, like hire other pilots. You can hire other pilots. That's a question mark. I don't know, but if you can, that's really cool. Because I saw a forum post about some people's passive pilots haven't kicked in yet. They're like, well, give it 24 hours and your pilot should start doing jobs. I would think that you have to go pick the jobs for them. In NEOFLY, that's the way it works. If you get the pilots add-on, you can hire pilots, but you have to set the job. You're the guy running the company. You have to find the jobs, set the jobs, and send them on their way. Also, maybe you can answer this question for me since you're so far along. Are there markets at all yet? Or they're going to add, I wonder if they're going to add markets to it, if not already. So in NEOFLY, one way to play is you just fly between airports and you play the market. Who's got the best prices over here and sell high over here? Buy low over here, sell high. So I'm wondering if they have any of that at all. Or will, or plan to. When I was doing my world touring and listening to, and we're just doing that part of it, I still wanted to make money as I was flying around looking for certain jobs, and certain jobs just in certain places just weren't really cutting it. So sometimes it was better to just grab some supplies where I was at and sell them off someplace else. You haven't seen anything like that, but that would be cool. Yeah, we have no idea. I mean, I'm going to start paying attention to the live streams again, and see what they have to say about where they plan to go next with some of this stuff. Okay. Can we level out and just fly now? Alt, autopilot, nav, direct to. It's going to be fun doing some airline runs eventually. Turn on the GPS. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting really rusty at flying the airliners. I'm not real good with... I can't say I'm not good with them. Just I have way more time in the Neo than all of the others combined. At one point I was moving up to the Just Flight, the study level one. And I haven't really messed around with the, in 2020 anyway, the study grade Neo that they released. But I'm sure it's great. But I do know how to use the MCDU basically, on a basic level. I'm no Simpro, real life airline pilot. You're a general aviation guy and you don't really like airliners, but you love the mad experience points. Nice. Do. I need to go check out those videos Skrillex posted and see what that shooter game was. This is causing me to put off finishing Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is damn hard. But I'm playing it on the hardest level. I'm playing it on Tactician. I told myself, well, you're a lifelong D&D player. You should have to play this on hard. And if you can't make it, then you suck. So I set it to hard, and I'm so close to being done. I really have like one major battle to fight, and then I can go into the closing sequence. But this came out right when I was nearing the completion. So tonight, after my earlier show, I was going to run off and play Baldur's Gate again, and I'm like, nah, get in there and get some more, earn some more money. Oh, nice. I'm glad it's cleared up. Hopefully the landing isn't so bad. Because of the random failure generator, our brakes are out. So I don't know if I'm going to survive the landing or not yet. Sorry. Time is it? Nearing the top of the hour. I missed the did I miss the last smoke break? I think that's when you came in. So we haven't been around the clock yet. It's always 4:20 somewhere. Let's smoke. Let me open up the window. I remember with the random failure simulator, random failure app, I'm having a flashback of one time I parked over, just some nice vista to sit there and have a smoke break. And I toggled on a cabin fire. So it fills your entire cabin with smoke. Like, yeah, this is a proper smoke break. I wonder if they have it. I'm sure they do. Let me grab the app. Stop this for a moment. Presets. Let's see if it's under other. Vacuum failure, no. Engine fire. I don't see cabin fire. See if we can get this one to toggle instant. I don't think I toggled it right. Engine fire, 1000%. Instant, save, start. Fire will fail when instant. So we have an engine fire. See if we can get the, if it comes into the cabin. I'm not seeing any indication that we have a fire at all. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. Maybe it was a feature of X-Plane. And cabin fire isn't part of this package. Huh. We're not getting anything. It happened though. Don't know. That's too bad. The other failures work. Engine failures work. Earlier we had we rolled a gear failure and only one gear got locked in place. It wouldn't rise back up. Maybe the fire will take after a minute and get worse. I don't know. I think I'm around 64,000 credits. I hope I'm not being optimistic. We'll know in 34 miles. And what time is it for me? It is 3:58 in the morning, Captain. What time is it there for you, sir? And I hope your coffee, if you're a coffee drinker, whatever your beverage choice is, sir, that it's treating you well. Cheers. That goes for all the rest of you who are being awful quiet. I don't mind, but cheers. Here's to you. I don't mind cold coffee. We're expecting some snow. I'm going to take off my headphones a minute and go poke my head out the door. Be right back and report if we have any snow yet. Cloudy overhead, nothing's coming down, but we did get a dusting in the last few hours. There is new accumulation, but there's nothing falling at the moment. And brr, it's cold. I'm used to drinking iced coffee, so I will sometimes find myself after drinking coffee and I sat there a while and I go take a sip and I'm like, it's cold. And then I remember, oh wait, dummy, you like iced coffee. Oh yeah. So, I'm just in the iced coffee stage of this drink. A lot of it helps is because Christine makes the best coffee. She won't let me make the coffee. She's got it down to a science to where, like, I grew up with drinking rebrew, and I also grew up in a house where they didn't know how to make coffee properly. So I always thought that the bitter was part of it, It just, I drank crap coffee most of my life. And then Christina discovered started watching Alton Brown and other people. And she was clued in on how to make the science of coffee, basically. Not to pour more water over than you have to. And since then, try as I might to get it as good as she makes it. But usually, even when you make a pot of coffee, you can, you could do rebrew, add a little bit more water. But, it can get bitter. But usually you can get away with like a cup, don't go crazy. And get like one more good cup out of it. Not with Christine at all, man. I'll like try to sneak in. Okay, I'll pour just like 1 cup of water in. And as soon as that one drop comes out, it's already bitter. So, anyway. So that makes for a good cup of coffee, hot or cold. You need to have a Christine, I guess. Your father used to roast his own beans. The smell was so good, I can imagine. $27 miles. I should be able to. I can't find anywhere in the EFB that it displays your rank. I got a message popping up saying I was promoted to captain or something, and I don't know where that is. And I can't find. You don't have a wallet in here. I can't find my how many credits you have in here. $119 flights. A lot of takeoffs. I can't believe it's only 21 landings. That doesn't make sense. It's probably not counting all my crashing. That was my long live stream. 9 hours and 31 minutes. Do. It's bugged. You've got 85 landings and 27 takeoffs. Oh, reverse that. Okay. You've visited 56 airports. Let's chug some coffee to that. Cheers. Cheers. Now, this is the terrain down there. We went from like alien planet to this, and this is getting lovely. What time is it? 4:05. So in about an hour or two, when Christine wakes up, I want to run in there and make another pot, but we're close enough. Just wait it out. Oh, for the first time in my life, I bought
Sierra Alpha Foxtrot
Yep.
1714 contact approach on 126.7.
Okay.
Good day.
Good day to you too. I bought a Coke today.
126.7 Kin, Sierra Alpha Foxtrot 1714.
I don't normally drink Cokes, but I ended up at the top of the hill at the gas station. I thought, oh, what the heck? Let's have the Coke today. So I bought a Coke and I came home and I sat down to do my afternoon live stream. And I opened it, and as I was about to take a drink, I realized, wait, I didn't have to twist this cap off. The seal's been broken. That was way too easy to open. Sure enough, the seal had been broken and somebody had opened the Coke. So just had to dump it all down the drain. God's way of saying I didn't need it anyway. But that pissed me off. That's never happened. Just people today, man. People today or something else. That's lovely. You start coming down. Coming down in it. I was up above it, and now I'm down in it. Hey, I wish you all the luck too, and you have a great night. And until next time, cheers. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Are you in... let me double check your channel. Can't remember if you're live streaming or not. No, not yet. That's right. I love the logo, or the the picture. So 80s. That's really nice. Oh, I appreciate it if anybody even stops in for a minute. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Oh, lovely farms. Lovely farming. That's so exciting, listening to what Thegmo was chatting about. Once you get your company and how much money and experience you can make. I want to know if we can use our, third-party aircraft that we purchased. Like nothing, I specifically bought the Skyvan because I wanted to do cargo runs early in the career with the Skyvan instead of the Caravan. And I thought we would be able to pick our planes. And I'm actually really bummed that we, at the moment, and at this level in career mode or whatever, or not being in the company, that you can't choose the plane that you want. So I don't know if you'll be able to rent them or purchase the Skyvan to use, but that is a fun thing to fly. And I want one. So in the last half of this year, I was pretty much all of my live streams was moving cargo around and doing world tour in the Caravan. And during smoke breaks or just long periods like this, I would always go and it doesn't like it at all when I move my camera around. I must have controls toggled to that. They are. That's the only way to explain what's going on. Is that the keys somehow have toggled, my WASD keys have toggled to my camera controls. That's it. I've discovered the problem. Let's turn off the autopilot for a minute. It's freaking out. Okay, so that's got to be the problem. Although I've set some of these to default, they change, and they've been changing on me. Things have changed, or I'm truly high, and I don't think that's the case. Yeah. This was working just dandy. Move forward, move forward. Why are there two move forwards? Strafe left, move left. Translate cockpit view. Aileron, that's what it's doing it. It's flipping it over. Da, da, da. No. Son of a gun. Well. That's no fun. Okay, so that was unsuccessful. What did I miss? That just happened. Again. Now it's not moving forward. It blew out that one entirely. Whew. Okay. So, being in the caravan. See if she mellows out. So I would hang out in the caravan, come back here for my smoke breaks, and imagine that what you would need to live in the thing. Since we're doing long world tour stuff, long flights. Just imagine how cool it would be to deck the inside of a caravan out to live in. And I'm like, I just wish there was something a little bit bigger. Because after the caravan, you got to make big jumps like the DCs and up, and I'm not good with the tail draggers, and I just couldn't find anything that I liked or that would kind of satisfy that fantasy that to live in it. And then they released the Skyvan, and it was kind of like love at first sight. It's not outrageously big on the inside, but unlike the caravan, you can stand up, not all hunched over. And in the medical or the military version of it, it's got cots in it, so you can see how long it, you would need for a bed and all your other stuff. And it's perfect. And they don't make them anymore, and that doesn't make sense, especially now that we're all fat. Well, bigger. We're much bigger people today. So I know this is the world's most popular trainer, but the plane that people really need is the caravan to start out. That should be like the standard plane for people to fly now because we're all so fat. And then they're just stupidly expensive. Ridiculously expensive. Because after you fly with these and you get all comfortable with these and you start doing cross countries and imagining that you're taking your friends for a flight and you start calculating and putting in everybody's weight, then you realize you can fly like 100 miles maybe before you got to stop for your first fill up, and you're going to be stopping a lot. Everybody I know is big. So start realizing real quick, the Cessna, man, is not really going to cut it for flying your friends to Vegas. Unless they all lose 100 pounds each. Oh, they want me to fly that pattern over here. I don't know. I wish Thegma was around right at the moment. I wonder if you don't fly the pattern, the GPS route the way that they got it, do they ding you? Is that part of the following airline procedures? Or can I just come down and enter for the downwind? Is that right? Little rudder. I just want to see if I can get my butt to spin around, get pointed in the right direction. That's neat looking down there. That'd be weird living on the edge of one of those. Want to go play some football?
500.
Well, that is full flaps. They have a buildings right at the end. To make things a little bit worse. Oh, you son of a gun. Ground effect on the top of the building, I think. Not really sure. Oh, that's right. My brakes don't work. Oh boy. Well, it doesn't look too bad. A little softer over here. Can't be helped. I ran a random failure generator. Oh, the wheels aren't liking that very much. Well, yeah, I know I can't. So we're gonna get dinged for that. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. Oh well. Spice of life. So that's something to know, that when you have a failure, when you turn off the app or whatever, the failure is still there, unless you run the repair on your aircraft, which I didn't. Well, now I know. And now they want us to drive between the buildings. All right, who was the genius that came up with this plan? I just clipped my wing. Son of a gun. I couldn't stop in time.
Alpha Foxtrot 1714 is taxiing to parking.
You son of a gun. I thought for sure we would get to build up our reputation a little bit back for that one, but now we're sunk again.
Welcome to Fairbanks Airfield. I'm Benita. I manage the reception team. Everything is okay with the cargo, but I guess the flight was pretty rough.
I don't want to talk about it.
Review your flight data. We'll handle the unloading in the meantime.
Oh man, that makes me mad. I can handle going off, the little runway incursions and driving off the runway and those little penalties. But a crash. I've had this happen a couple of times too, where you go to shut it down and the propeller won't stop. You have to start your plane back up and then turn it off again. I don't know why. I didn't want to see it. Oh, ooh. I didn't think you could lose experience. I thought we already hit 50 earlier tonight. I can't imagine. I definitely need a little break after that one. Man, what a drag, what a drag. So where were we at money-wise? 84,600 credits. See why I'm not in a hurry to start a company? I mean, if you can do the company and just run pilots without running any missions yourself, but that'd be boring. So again, in the forums tonight, a guy said he created a company and then crashed his company plane. $200,000 credits to repair it, and he's only got 6,000 saved up. He's in a world of hurt. So having the capital behind you when going into starting a company, if you're like me and you stupid things happen, or you play with random flight generator, random failure generator, you better have that money saved up for a rainy day, because it's going to be raining a lot. All right, I need to stand up and stretch for a minute. Christine's going to be up. Maybe I could make one pot of instant coffee, or one instant coffee. But I need some more caffeine, absolutely, or something. And I need to stand up and I need to stretch. So I will be right back. And again, thank you for stopping in, checking in. I appreciate you very much. So thank you. I can't thank you enough. Thank you. My ex go. Anthony Jeselnik is talking crap about Joe Rogan. Yeah. That is a weird conspiracy theory. It's weird. Weird. What's Lionel saying this morning? Lionel's saying, as a matter of law, this behavior is not robbery, but theft, so there's a video attached to it. This guy makes content where he tries to sell stuff to people on Facebook Marketplace, and they always try to rob him. He doesn't have to stage it because they try to rob him by default. Wow. About time for the news to come on this morning. Let me grab some news to listen to. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 review in progress. Looking at a headline here. MechWarrior 5 Clans official Trials of War launch trailer. That looks darn good. Trying to pull up some news to put in the background, then I'll get going again, do something. Obsidian Ant. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, the current situation and what went wrong. 60,000 views. Well, good for you, man. Scott Baio drops the Diddy list. Michael Keaton. Sean Astin. Wow. Whoops. Gotcha. Heard you. Wow. Well, in a lot of ways, that makes a lot of sense. Because boy, do they like talking on Twitter. Granger. Ba, 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 ba. Live. Wow. Two hours. Ugh. I wish we had some filters for these. Wow. Uh-huh.
Everything's ready, Sarah. You can initiate boarding. Okay, on their way.
Get that out of order. Oh, that's it? That was just a clip? Do.
Ready to give someone a reason to love the sky? Hey, Captain, meet Susan.
It's doing it again.
Surround Center. She's one of our.
I seem to be working there for a while.
And show her around. By the way, she's got her brother with her.
What I'm talking about.
Have your passengers fastened their seatbelts? Then you're ready to depart. Let's do it.
Is if you bring your throttle all the way down in the Beaver here. I wonder if it's not doing it because the pump's on still. Yeah. So, normally, don't you turn your pump off after you take off? And then if you pull this down in flight and bring it all the way down, yep.
Zero Charlie Oscar, Niner traffic in Romeo Bravo, Romeo 5210 is taxiing to runway 8.
So happy to be flying with you today, Captain. I'm Susan.
Man, why are we rocking like that?
I'm hanging out with Susan for this flight. Pretty exciting.
And the brakes are a nightmare.
I thought I'd be more nervous.
Zero Charlie Oscar, Niner traffic in Romeo Bravo, Romeo 5210, taking off runway 8 departure to the west.
See what I mean? The pump was even on that time. The boost pump was on. Son of a gun. What the? No, I'm not really into that. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Let's listen to the opposition this morning.
Here we are.
You okay? Not scared?
I'm too excited to be scared.
Wow.
It's so quiet up here. So peaceful. Hey brother, I'm sure we'll see places we know. It's gonna be awesome.
Sure thing.
Look at the sky. It's like cloud surfing, literally.
Susan, how are you feeling?
Sarah, thanks for checking in. Having a great time, and it's surely thanks to our pilot.
Keep your eyes wide open. You won't regret it.
Wow, I got this plane flying.
The rooftops of Center over there. Nice.
Everything down below looks so tiny.
I just saw the roof of my house. Yeah, that's it.
Are you sure? Yes, I can see it too. This flight is full of surprises.
I know it sounds cheesy, but I'll remember to stay with you for as long as I live. The view from up here is amazing.
Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, we're expecting snow here. That's us.
What's going on, John? You've been pretty quiet.
Just soaking it all in.
Totally. So do I.
Uh-huh.
Zero Charlie Oscar, Niner traffic Kin Romeo Bravo, Romeo 5, 210 tree miles, northwest, 8,800 feet inbound to land runway 8.
You realize that keeping your feet on the ground is overrated.
I see you're on your way back, guys. So, Susan, did you enjoy the ride? You ready to do it again?
Thanks for the ride, Captain. I'm ready for another.
Great time from start to finish. Thanks, Captain.
just like a roller coaster.
Lovely. And then they get dinged. I was supposed to do another radio call in. It figures. FJB. FJB. They won't. Oh my God, 1%. Oh, stop. Stop.
Always cool to see your own region from a new perspective. Looks like they enjoyed it. That was a great flight seeing session. Cool.
Last time I saw a mouth like that, it had a hook in it. Uh-huh. Everybody's an asshole. Not like their stock is stellar. Have you seen their stocks lately? Nobody's buying. The price of cars is stupid. Very few people are buying new. The auto industry's tanking to begin with. Yeah, we'll just have to see how things go, you know. I am all for buying American. Yeah, we can't import the cheap Chinese dog food anymore. You know who those ladies voted for just by looking at them. I know you can only hear them, but you know, come on. You know where they're getting their stuff from. Yeah, how about some American brand from somebody that made it down the street instead of China? Yep. All right. 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I think I better get some bunk time in or force myself. I couldn't sleep last night at all, so that's why I did all this. All right, let's turn this off. Well, that was a rousing couple of flights there, and mishaps and reputations back in the toilet again. But tomorrow's another day, and we got nothing but time now, folks. Another 4 years, you know, so there's no hurry for anything. So, and with every flight, you know, learn more experience. And I don't mean just like in the game giving us experience, just more experience. So you have a wonderful day. If I don't see you between now and Thanksgiving, you have a wonderful holiday. But I'll be back later today with an afternoon live stream, and then tomorrow night with another evening live stream. So, do. No, that's the wrong cover art. We didn't have one. Oh, we didn't have any cover art for this. This was just an off the books flight. All right.